Over a year ago, I made perhaps the most controversial video on this channel, where I theorized, relying on my high-level expertise on the matter, that if Russia could unleash all its might upon the Finnish army, we would be screwed. Quite many people pointed out that I was in the wrong, for multiple reasons. But I shrugged my shoulders and moved on. Fast forward a year, and our beloved eastern neighbor pulled a stunt that made the subject highly topical. So I think that my high-level expertise is needed again. As you are likely well aware, Russia attacked Ukraine in late February of 2022, and this has caused a lot of consequences. Before the attack, many did estimate that Russia would defeat Ukraine in a matter of days, but as it is now obvious, this was not the case. It seems that the world underestimated Ukraine's capabilities, and Russia did not take into account the Ukrainians' desire to be in the future Sabaton songs.
Write that down, write that down!
The might of Russia has been feared and respected in the West. After all, it is claimed that Russia has the second most powerful military in the world. But it seems that Russia has been somewhat of a paper tiger. Their equipment is not as good as it was thought to be, their logistics are quite bad, they are poorly led, and sometimes they can be really stupid. Taking these things into account, it is no wonder that their special military operation hasn't gone that well. I guess this is the outcome of a systematic corruption in the chain of command and leadership where you surround yourself with yes men.
Yes.
This has increased confidence amongst Finns that if push would come to shove, we could manage against Russia. Despite the fact that Russia seems to be much weaker than it was thought to be, Finland and Sweden started to think that maybe when you live next to a war-hungry maniac, it is not the best option to be neutral. So after decades of being neutral, Finland finally went, fuck it, we are joining NATO. For those who don't know, NATO stands for North Atlantic Treaty Organization, also known as the North Atlantic Alliance, which consists of 30 members. The reason why Finland would want to join NATO is the Article 5, which basically means if you fuck with one of us, you fuck with all of us. The discussion about the NATO membership has been had in Finland for decades, and for years the majority of the people didn't want Finland to join NATO, or they didn't have a say in this matter. But thanks to Mr. Putin, those numbers went up in a quick fashion. Traditionally, it was thought that Finland must keep good relations with its eastern neighbor, since they were an important trading partner. However, recent activities have made it so that nobody in the Western world doesn't really want to have anything to do with Russia. So making the decision to join NATO was somewhat easier for Finland. Of course, Russia is not happy with this development, and you can't really blame them. To better understand this situation, we need to view this from the perspective of the Kremlin. Russia sees NATO as an enemy and a threat, and as more and more countries are joining NATO, the enemy is increasing its shared border with you, and this naturally creates a lot of problems. Hell, even the USA shit their pants when the Soviet Union brought missiles close to them, and almost started a nuclear war. Russia stated that if Finland and Sweden join NATO, there will be consequences, which really reminds me of this meme. Some say that we shouldn't aggravate Russia by joining NATO, but is there really another option? Because historically, could you please not hasn't worked with Russia that well. And just like Sauli Niinistö said, if Russia wants to blame someone in this situation, they can blame themselves.
You turned her against me!
You have done that yourself.
NATO countries said that if Finland and Sweden were to apply for a membership, their applications would be processed very swiftly. But Turkey had other plans. They saw an opportunity to gain some benefits out of this situation, so they said that Finland and Sweden would not join NATO. But after some persuasion,
Come on, man.
and Finland and Sweden mostly agreeing to their terms, Turkey changed its mind. So on the 5th of July, Finland became an observer member of NATO. And if everything goes smoothly, Finland will be an official member soon.